Hi guys, today we're going to look at estimating the volume of stockpiles. It's a really good, easy beginner project. We can use some simple maths to estimate the volume of simple stockpiles. To do it with simple maths, we would be looking at rationalising the shapes either to a cone or a triangular-based prism shaped stockpile, and this allows us to do some quite quick and rough maths to estimate the volume. Using simple methods to estimate the volume of a stockpile will always give you rough results. So if you need more accurate results, then you'll need to look at getting a survey done and then using more complicated volumetric analysis methods, either using spreadsheets or, to make it easier, you can use volumetric analysis software. So Kubla Cubed has a free product available in which you can do basic stockpile volume takeoff. This will be done on a flat plane, but a very useful tool. And then if you want increased accuracy, the Pro version then lets you do it on a sloped plane, so you can get true accuracy in your results.
Okay, so let's start having a look at calculating with the cone that we were talking about earlier.
So if we're looking up on site that our stockpiles represent some mathematical shapes, we can very easily and very simply just... So what we're going to look at first is a cone. So this is going to be a very typical stockpile. We've got a nice cone like that. So that drawn so badly. If our stockpile has been poured in this shape, we can very easily work out its volume. So all we'll need to actually measure on site is its radius and then its height. Quick to go on site and get these measurements, really easy to do. We use some basic maths equations you'll be able to find on Google.
Engineeringtoolbox.com has got a really good calculator for this as well.
And the volume of our cone can be calculated from its base circle, so the circle at the base of the cone, which is pi r squared, as we all know from school. And then to calculate this as a cone, we then times it by height and divide by 3. So this gets you your cone region. So a triangular prism is also a shape we might encounter. This is typically if your stockpiles come from being poured off the back of a lorry as it drives away, or multiple lorries delivering their goods in a row. So if we try and draw this one as well as I can. Here we've got one triangle, this is the front, and then we extrude this triangle back, and then this is the shape of our triangle prism. So again, if we encounter this shape on site, we can measure the length, the width, and then the height. So again, super simple measurements to get. We can go on site, get these in a few minutes, and then we can calculate the volume. So the volume for this shape, we can look at the end triangle first. To simplify it, we'll just look at this triangle. So then we measured the width and we measured the height. So if you've got these two, it's quite basic maths. We can get the area of our triangle, which is just WH over 2. So width times height over 2. And now we've got this area, we want to turn that area into a volume, so we need to times it by our length L. So simply now we just extrude back our triangular face, our area, by L, and then that gives us the volume of our triangular prism. One thing to think about when you're estimating stockpiles is that materials typically settle to a kind of uniform angle of repose. So for example, materials like sand or grain, they will always fall to a similar angle, so a slope which will be quite uniform. So that's why these methods are really useful. If you pour a pile of grain in one place, it will form a cone shape, so a really nice and easy estimate. So now our next situation is where our stockpile doesn't line up or match some simple mathematical shapes. And now we're going to look at some methods that you can use either by plotting on graph paper or with a basic spreadsheet. The key with these two methods really is patience and understanding that you've got to keep it simple. On the whiteboard here, I've got two stockpiles, both the same size. So stockpile 1, we're going to assess with a method called the section method. And what you do for this is this is a plan view of the stockpile. It'll have some elevations we've surveyed on site. These are Z values, and this is a plan view. What we need to do is we need to draw sections through this, all the way through at a regular interval. That's why the graph paper comes in handy. And then from that, we can then average between the section lines to get the average elevation between those lines, and from that we can calculate an estimate. You get the average cross-sectional area between the lines, and then you times that by the distance between the lines, and that gets you a volume. Clearly quite a difficult method to undertake by hand, but we do have a spreadsheet available for use. Now on to the next method. So here we have a similar stockpile. We don't know the values for this one just yet. Again, we want to undertake an assessment not using analysis software. So what we can do for this one is a similar method, but this one is called the grid method. So how this works is, again, we divide up our stockpile, but this time into grid squares. And then for each grid square, what we do is we calculate the existing level, so the ground level, and then we calculate the surface level of the stockpile. So we might have that from our survey data. And then because we know we've got, say, a 1 metre by 1 metre square, we can do the difference in height, so the surface of the stockpile against the ground level, times the 1 metre grid, and that gives us our volume. Now, as you'll probably have got from this little description of the methods, they're both fairly complicated and quite involved and quite challenging to get right. So it's worth checking out kublasoftware.com, where we've got a free spreadsheet that has both these methods set out for you, and you can download and use that spreadsheet for some simple stockpile estimates. And so the key thing I think you'll appreciate with these is that there's some quite challenging data to input into your spreadsheet. It's been quite manual. Every single one of these lines, every single one of these squares, it's going to be a manual input. You're going to be putting in an existing level, proposed level, and then you're going to be working that through. Again, a spreadsheet can get you accurate results, but it's also quite hard to check. Like you're not going to get any graphical output here, you're going to be putting in your numbers and you're going to get a volume at the end. It's hard to see if you've maybe entered something incorrectly, and that's why using analysis software, where you get a colour map of what you've input, your cut fill regions, your stockpile volume, maybe some 3D views for your client could be really helpful. Right, so now we've looked at the traditional methods using manual calculations or spreadsheets. Now we're going to have a look at our tool Kubla Cubed Lite, which is downloadable for free, and we're going to see how we can do this quickly and effectively in this software. So what we're going to want is an existing surface in Kubla Cubed, and then this is formed out of our survey data. So this will be contours or point data. It can be in DWG or PDF format, or a point file, which is what we're going to use in this assessment. So we click onto our existing phase and we click to create a feature surface. So a feature surface is formed up of outlines, contours, break lines and points. So this is all input data for which we're going to make our surface which we can compare against. So in this case, we're going to import a points file. We can either import the points manually, or now we import a points file. So we're going to get an XYZ file. So this is a simple text file including our point data. So we open this, and as you can see in our import window, we've got X, Y and Z values for all of our points. Now, pretty unreadable in that format, but we can bring it into Kubla Cubed pretty quickly. So there we go, on the screen you can see the point data in 2D, and now we need to draw an outline around it to wrap it and make it usable within the software. So we draw an automatic outline, which you can see wraps around all the points, and so now click OK, and we can see that our data has been brought into Kubla Cubed. Now we'll change the colour scheme so we can see the data more clearly, as our stockpiles are there at the bottom on the flat region of the surface. So now we've chosen another colour scheme, we can see the shading applied to these stockpiles quite nicely, and you can see the stockpiles are shown on the surface. So this sort of data you could have brought in from a drone survey or simple measurements taken by hand, but it's a fairly quick and easy way to take data from a really unreadable points file into a really useful 3D visualization that can be helpful for you and the client to understand the data that you're working with. So now this method is going to review how we could do this in Kubla Cubed Lite, and so what we have is the existing surface which includes the stockpiles, and now what we're going to do is undertake the assessment of that stockpile back to a flat level. So for example, if it was on a stockpile on a concrete yard. So now we go back into our 2D view and then we use a platform. Now a platform is an element we can outline a certain level in. So what we're going to do is we're going to outline our stockpile, click all the way around the edge, the perimeter of the stockpile. And as you can see, it's a fairly quick and simple method. So once we've done that, we now know what the level of our yard was originally from our survey. So, you know, in this case, we've got 19.36. And you can see that we've managed to cut a level back to the level of the ground. You know, it's a fairly straightforward assessment there. So now the cut volume is the volume of the stockpile, because we've cut into the stockpile back down to the ground level, and we can see the output. So you can see there it's a really quick and easy assessment to do, a very simple one. But if we wanted to do this assessment for a more complex situation, such as a stockpile on a slope or uneven ground, we could look at using the spreadsheet method again, or Kubla Cubed Professional, which can undertake this in a similarly easy approach as to what we've just seen. Thanks for your time, guys. Hopefully that was an informative session and you'll know more about estimating stockpiles. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.